Thanks to the support as a channel member, Glenn Liddell. Oh, boys and girls, did you miss me? I realise in your world I've not really been away, but for me, this is the first video I've recorded since the 14th of December. I didn't realise I'd moved clubs. I don't remember doing that. I have no idea who's in this team. I have no idea what's going on. I've just had to go back and watch the last couple of episodes to bring myself back up to date with a save. It'll all be fine, I'm sure. Did you have a good Christmas? Are you having a good Christmas? And, should we get back into this? Look how much longer my beard is than yesterday. Hello and welcome to Club 2, Part 9 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have a championship game for you away against Derby. Plus, we're playing Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, which is going to be a very interesting test of just how good we actually are, because we're looking pretty good at the moment. As you can see, we've won the majority of our games since the last episode, with a couple of defeats in there that we won't talk about because they make me very sad. I'm told it's Ryan Brewster, not Ryan Brewster. This is the first episode I've recorded since I signed him, or since you saw that I'd signed him and told me I was saying his name wrong. But he is scoring for fun. He's got 14 goals from 14 games for us this season on a 7.26. No assists. He's a selfish chap, but he does score goals. And that's, I mean, you spend £5 million on a striker who's now on, what is that, 21 goals from 23 games for us since signing? That'll do. That seems like that's worth £5 million, even for a club that's never spent £5 million before. He's the top scorer in the championship. We've got the best player in the championship in the shape of Daniel Ballard on a 7.77 for the season so far at centre-back. And we find ourselves sat just inside the playoffs at the moment. Only 4 points off the top of the league as well, with a game in hand. I still maintain that this is not a season where we're supposed to get promoted. The media are looking at a mid-table finish. Brewster is now in the media Dream 11. We have got a striker in the media Dream 11. It does make you wonder, how on earth did we manage to get him? What were Bournemouth thinking not playing him? It's absolutely insane. They should. I mean, had a 100% goal record with them. He's played one, scored one, did a 7.4, and they never played him again. It's the kind of nonsense that I'd do. Sold him on at a loss a year later. But we've got the best striker in the championship, and for as long as we can keep him, we are going to be competitive. I do acknowledge we'll probably lose him in January, because why wouldn't anyone else come in for him in January? So we've got to enjoy him while he's here. But for now, he's banging in the goals. We're trying to get points on the board to secure a mid-table finish for the season. If we're still competitive on the 1st of February and Brewster's still here, maybe you'll tempt me to start talking about the possibility of the playoffs, but not before. Who are we playing? Who are we playing? We are playing Derby. Derby are in the relegation zone. This should be a win. But of course, you know how Football Manager works. I've not loaded the game up for 2 weeks at this point. If ever there was going to be a bit of punishment for not giving the game enough love and attention, it was going to be today. So I imagine we're going to lose both of these matches fairly comfortably because the game wants to punish me. Gallagher's not fully fit, but actually looking through the squad, we've got a lot of players who are not fully fit. Kitching, Ullman, not fully fit. But then looking at the players not selected for today, Ballard, Lewis, Walters, Nelson, McCormick, all struggling for fitness. So I guess we played a lot of games quite close together. Yes, we have. And we play Chelsea in 3 days' time. This is not going to end badly. This is going to be fine. We're going with Bezic in goal, a back four of Ullman, Kitching, Welch and Mustafa. Clarkson and Anderson in midfield. Gallagher, Rodoni and Ennis as the attacking midfield three behind Brewster, who also, looking at that, is not fully fit. So, bearing in mind all the injury problems we had with Brewster last season, I feel like we come back down to earth with a bit of a thump today. We've had a lovely start to the season in the championship. We could afford a few defeats at this point. I think we're probably already demonstrating that we're good enough to not get relegated, which of course is what the board are looking for. They're just looking for us to avoid relegation again, like this club has done for the last 6 years in the championship. There's no ambition at this football club, just keep avoiding relegation. But I'm fairly confident that we can finish mid-table at least. And like I say, if we can keep hold of Brewster, who knows what might happen. If we can keep hold of him and keep him fit, who knows where he might take us. It is pretty clear he is a level above the rest of the players at the club. And it certainly has me thinking in terms of when I'm at a club like Posh, maybe we need to keep an eye on that transfer list a little bit more often than we normally do, because he was on the transfer list at Bournemouth. That's how we were able to get him so cheaply. And he's certainly come in and made an immediate impact. Talking of immediate impact, Derby in the relegation zone have already scored against us, because the punishment begins here. You've not loaded up the game for several weeks. You absolute monster. Here, lose 6-0 against a team you'd have beaten comfortably if you'd have played it before you closed the game on your last session. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. They're going to go 2-0 up here. Oh, I'm so happy to be back. Oh, my word. They've thundered that into the post. And now Brewster, his first opportunity to show us just how fancy he is now. He's in the media dream 11. And, I mean, he's not fully fit, is he? We'll use that as the excuse for not looking particularly fancy there. We've not even had a shot yet. Oh, and people say that it's not a thing. It's just a superstition. It's not a superstition. I swear it's real. There's nothing I can do today. We're going to lose because we're getting punished for it, because that's just how it works. Oh, Mustafa trying to hack the ball clear, and Brewster again couldn't get under the end of it. He's had a very quiet game. Everyone, I mean, it's not just him. Everyone's been poor so far today because they're tired. We don't have a particularly large squad. We've played a lot of football. We lost our last game because we had to rotate. We've had to rotate again today, and we're tired, even with the rotation. I mean, Gallagher's squared that, expecting Brewster to be there, and he's not, because he's not got the oomph in him to get into the penalty area. Ennis is in behind now. He's looking to square it, plays it back to Mustafa. Mustafa trying to play it across to Ennis. I mean, we're keeping hold of the ball nicely here, but that whole move, we don't actually get a shot, which is very frustrating, because we played the ball across the face of the goal twice there, and no one's got on the end of it. Won't somebody just stand in the 6-yard box and score goals? That's what Brewster's supposed to be there for. I'm turning on him. This is it. I've had enough. What's he done for me lately? Yeah, he's the top scorer in the championship. Yeah, he's in the media dream 11. What's he done for me lately? All we've seen from him is this performance. I don't remember what he was doing before. It didn't really happen. Right, Derby now lumping the ball forward. Kitching and Bezic combining to get it clear comfortably. Nothing bad was going to happen there. Brewster is in behind. Brewster shoots, and he's thundered it into the underside of the crossbar, and we don't get that little bit of luck that you need in those situations to just bounce it down over the line. It remains 1-0 to Derby, and I think we are going to need to make some fitness changes. Gallagher certainly needs to come off, because he wasn't fully fit to play the entire game initially, so Silva can come on for him. And then we've got a lot of tired legs around the rest of the team. Keith Dempster, I don't think has played a game for me up front yet. We just look at his form. Yeah, every time we brought him on, we've played him out wide. So I think this is probably, with Brewster needing a rest, this is probably Dempster's opportunity to come on and play centre forward and see if he can do it. And outside of that, I mean, I'm really looking at what we've got on the bench that's fully fit. Lundqvist can play left back or left wing. We don't need him on at left wing. I mean, he's the one, well, not, I don't think he is officially a wonder kid, but he's the closest we've got to one, probably. Might bring him on at left back, or we've got Duncan Elliott who can come on in midfield for Anderson, and he's a similar sort of player. I think we bring on Lundqvist and hope that he gets up and down that left-hand side, adds a little bit of energy to that left wing. For these final 20 minutes or so, we're going to go attack him. We're going to demand more. We're better than we have shown today, and we don't want to start picking up consecutive defeats, especially against teams we should be better than. Derby down in the relegation zone. Yeah, pre-season, you probably aren't banking on getting much away from home against Derby as Peterborough, but it's not pre-season anymore. We played a third of the season. We know we're a better side than them this year. We need to show it today. Silva with the ball over top to Lundqvist. Look how far forward Lundqvist is. He's playing left back, but he's so far forward. He's such an attacking left back. Anderson with the shot from range. Very similar to what we got from Brewster. It bounces back off the crossbar, and Dempster's in to score his first ever goal for the club. I mean, it was coming. We deserved a goal. We'd come so close. We had that ball across the goal from Gallagher that Brewster couldn't get on the end of. Brewster hit him the crossbar, and then Anderson hits the crossbar in a very similar fashion, and Dempster, playing up front for the first time, is the quickest to react. It's 1-1, and, I mean, we deserve it. I don't care what XG says. We deserve to be level in this game, and now have we got the the mental fortitude and the fitness to go on and find a victory in this game that you could probably argue we probably don't deserve. But Anderson is going to try and grab it for us. Another effort from range. This time is a little bit higher than the one before and goes over without hitting the crossbar. And we have certainly livened up since making the changes. 1-1, I guess that's a fair result. We avoided defeat, which is important. And now we've got to somehow assemble an 11 to take on Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. I mean, we don't really care about the Carabao Cup. We've played the reserves in it up until this point. But playing a team like Chelsea is always fun, isn't it? How are Chelsea doing? They're 4th in the Premier League. I'd like to think those 2 matches, the fact we've not won them, are a direct result of the fact we've got a big game coming up. And sometimes you get big game syndrome where the players are more focused on that one. So maybe that's it. Maybe we get back to winning ways after Chelsea. Or maybe we're going to put in a superheroes performance against Chelsea. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Right, we've still got these ongoing fitness issues going into the Chelsea game. Anderson is struggling a little bit. He must have picked up a knock in the last game or in training. It's not that he's tired, but it says a fitness test is not required. I don't remember even seeing him get injured, but for some reason that's appeared. Kitching is also not fit. We've got Lewis and Nelson both cup-tied or ineligible. Nelson, of course, on loan from Chelsea. Walters and Aaron Barrow still injured. So we're limited, but we are getting closer to having a full-strength team to pick from. So we've made a few changes. Ballard coming back in to play alongside Welch in the back four. Santiago coming in to play alongside Anderson in midfield. And then McCormick moving forward to play as the attacking midfielder with Silva coming in on the right-hand side. And we're going to go and beat Chelsea. I've decided it'll be fine. Hopefully they're not going to put out a very strong team. I mean, it's difficult to say. We're in 2027. Reece James now Chelsea captain. Christensen still there. They've got Sandro Tonali. Kai Havertz still in their team. Chilwell is on the bench. Kante's still there and on the bench, along with Thomas Lemar, Mason Mount. I feel like that's a little bit rotated, maybe. Although the players that are in look like they've got normal squad numbers. So I guess the likes of Evan Nielsen is a regular striker for them rather than someone they're bringing in because they're not afraid of us, which is alarming. This is where my footballing education helps. Has he got a real face? Has Evan Nielsen got a face? Yeah, so he's definitely real then. And now you lot, I know who he is. You lot are all going to tell me down in the comment section, Kev, can't believe you've not heard of Evan Nielsen. Well, I haven't. You know what I'm like. I'm not going to click on him because if I click on him, you guarantee he's going to score. More Football Manager superstitions. You guarantee that he's going to score if you click on him before the match. Even talking about him is risky. He's picked up a yellow card there, and McCormick is lining things up to have a shot. He's surely not going to score from this far out, but if he does, wouldn't it be lovely? Oh, has he hit the post? I think he has hit the post. It looked for a second as if the keeper had got to it, but he has actually just hit the post. But it's a nice little start to the game. We're teasing and testing the Chelsea goal. I don't know if that's our full capacity at the ground at the moment because we've had to redo the terracing into seating. That seems really low. I think the Peterborough capacity in real life is somewhere in the sort of 14 to 15,000 range. I know for many years when I was a kid, it was always 15,216, something I think it was something like that. Definitely ended in a 16, but it's been lowered in recent years because in real life we've got rid of one of the terraces and replaced it with a stand, and now in game we've done it at both ends. Luan Silva has picked up a knock in that first half. We've got options to come off the bench for him. And Anderson could go further forward. Dempster, Ennis, John George. I think Ennis seems like the logical one to bring on. He's played out there a few times for us recently. He is probably feeling a little bit hard done by that he's not a nailed-on regular starter because every time he plays, he does look very good. We've just got a lot of players who that applies to who play in his position. But ultimately, we've made it to half-time. Still 0-0. This is excellent from us so far. We might just be able to sneak a goal here. Wouldn't that be nice? Our ongoing issues with right backs continue. Mustafa Kilic, who was the only fit right back at the club, has now gone off injured. We're going to move Ullman over to play right back, and Lundqvist is going to come on again to play left back. We've got Nelson, who's on loan from Chelsea, who obviously can't play today, who can play right back and will probably have to at the weekend, but it seems if you are a right back at Peterborough at the moment, you are destined for an injury. Brewster has been terrible in both games today. But today, Gallagher has been even worse. So Brewster gets to stay on. We're going to bring Tyrese John Jules on the right-hand side, on left-hand side, sorry, as an inside forward. And we're just going to drop a little bit of encouragement and just see if the boys can maybe sneak us a goal. Are we allowed an extra substitution in this? Should we try? I'll hit do it and see if it lets us make that extra substitution. Oh, they're in here. And that is a shame to have conceded from a set piece. Such a straightforward goal as well. I know you lot are going to ruin me for the high defensive line that we like to play. I'm not going to stop doing it. But who's that? That's Welch, who's not a regular in this defence. He's just playing everybody else on. The line is like 2 yards ahead of where he's standing. He's probably on a covering instruction, and that'll be his excuse. He's not. So he doesn't have an excuse. He should be in line with the rest of his back four. He's not. We blame him. We officially blame him. We're going to go attacking. We're not obviously going to demand more because we're playing Chelsea, and they've now rubber stamped it there. It is a shame that it's taken 2 set pieces in the final 15 minutes for them to get past us, because we've played very well in this match, but they've just got more quality, and we've weakened our team massively as the game has gone on with the substitutions we've had to make, because we don't have the same kind of squad depth that someone like Chelsea's going to have. But you know what? We didn't embarrass ourselves there. The team that was here when I arrived would have got stuffed 8-0 by Chelsea. We only lost 2-0. Let's just hope that we're not taking a dip when it comes to momentum going into the next run of games. We're not. We're doing good. We're going to be fine. Right. We are going to play through a bunch more games, probably get through to early December-ish. That seems like a sensible spot to aim for tomorrow. Hopefully get back to winning ways. Otherwise, we're going to be mid-table with nobody in the Dream 11 by the next episode. He's already not in the Dream 11 because he played poorly twice. Ooh, the media are so fickle. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.